Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests, and especially our guests that are from far away today. I want to call this meeting to order, and we'll start by joining me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And our invocation today will be Tom Brown.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the many ways that you bless each of us. We thank you for this Rotary, the fellowship that we can enjoy, and the work that we can do to help your people, both locally and around the world. We ask that in our walk with you, you lead us to become the person you created us to be. We thank you for the food that's prepared for us today and ask that you bless it to our nourishment and lead us in your service. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, you can be seated. Margaret, could you please recognize our guests and fellow or visiting Rotarians?
Good afternoon, everyone. We don't have any visiting Rotarians today, but Jeff Fife does have a guest.
Thrilled to have me. My lovely bride, Fiona, is back. Her jet had maintenance repairs on it, so I got her for an extra day. So she flies to Lord knows where for the next 2 weeks. She doesn't even know where she'll fly to. That's just the way the world works. But it's great to have her with us today.
Welcome, Fiona. And I want to formally thank you for bringing our Jeff back to town after another trip overseas. That's great. It's great to see you guys, and it was fun watching your stuff on Facebook. All righty. So before we go to Secretary's Minute, I just want to mention last week, and I think you saw the email the other day, we're collecting money. We're doing our hunger drive by collecting donations to the food bank. As Frank's email had pointed out, $1 will generate 4 meals for the folks, and the money goes a lot further than actually donating food, although donating food is always accepted and appreciated. So in any case, we're going to pass the hat around. Ann's going to actually pass the virtual hat, but if you got some, $5 makes a difference. You know, $5 will give 20 meals. Also, if you want to make a contribution to Pints for Polio, you can also write a check for that. If you're writing checks, write them to the Waynesboro Foundation, Waynesboro Rotary Club Foundation. Thank you for your generosity. This all counts towards our Feed America goals as well. That's wonderful. And I've got a couple up here too when you get down this way. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go over to Secretary's Minutes, Sarah.
Sure. Well, we had a board meeting this past Monday, and attendance is one of the top agenda items. I know that lots of people are attending meetings. I have out a note to all committee chairs to say if you're taking attendance, please send to me who attended and when the meeting was so that I can bank the makeup. It really counts towards our gold membership, and we're striving to make that goal. So please let me know if you've made up a meeting. It's important. The other things we really talked about were Pints for Polio, which is at Skipping Rock, I believe, this Saturday, as well as the food drive. Those are the main highlights, I would say.
Thank you, Sarah. And one other thing, we did talk about our COVID precautions at this point, and we all agreed that we probably should retain the setup as we got it right now for probably another month. So we'll revisit it in November. But with the level of infection in the community and the level of hospitalizations that are still existing, we felt like it just wasn't time yet to do that. So plan to come back in this format, at least for the next 4 weeks, and we'll revisit it in November. Hopefully this will start ending soon. Alrighty, other announcements. So as Sarah mentioned, our Area 4 Rotary Day of Service is October 23rd. The monies that you're contributing today are going to be collected and delivered to the Area 4 group, which then is going to make a presentation to the food bank. I've been mentioning the Rotary Leadership Institute. If you've had any interest in being a leader in Rotary, this is a perfect opportunity to get the scoop on it. And it's also a nice brainstorming process to kind of envision ways to strengthen your clubs and to develop service projects and that kind of thing. The other big advantage, I think, thank you, Ann, is you get to network with other club presidents or other individuals across the region, and these networking opportunities really do have great value. So there's one October 30th in Kingsport, Tennessee. You may be able to still get in on it if you have an interest, but it's probably a little bit too late for that. But November 13th is coming, and it's in Lynchburg. You probably still have time for that. So you can reach out to me for that. If you want to get signed up, I'll definitely get you signed up. But I would strongly recommend it if you have an interest in being a leader here at Rotary. All right, so if Dick and Drake would approach the lectern here, I got the great pleasure of inducting another new member 2 weeks in a row. Thank you, Dick, for what you do. And I'm going to have you stand right over here this time. Yeah, up here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we want to see your face up and close and personal. Yeah. And if you could kind of face towards that camera there. Chris is going to quickly move that over. All righty, so apologies to everybody in the theater. I know you're looking at their backs, but I wanted to make sure the folks online get a good view of this. So Drake Selmer, you have been selected by members of the Rotary Club of Waynesboro to become one of us. Membership in Rotary is an honor and a privilege, with corresponding duties and obligations, including service on club committees. You will be expected to participate in all 4 avenues of service and to attend this club's meetings regularly, and then when absent, make up. And incidentally, you can make up meetings by participating in service projects and committee meetings. Because you represent a classification, it is your duty to tell us about your vocation and to bring the ideals of Rotary to your business or profession. The community will know and judge Rotary by your actions. Therefore, membership in our organization must be limited to those who possess the qualities that will further the goals and ideals of Rotary. You have been chosen for membership because we are confident that the image and ideals of Rotary are safe in your keeping. Dick Clark, the sponsor, if you would please place the Rotary pin on Drake. And I want to pass along this this little booklet here, or folder, that's got some great information about Rotary, some of the background about the organization and different aspects of it. There's a certificate of membership here as well, so I'd suggest that you take your time, but when you have time to kind of flip through all that stuff, and it'll give you a good understanding of what Rotary is all about. So, it is with great pleasure that we welcome you as a fellow member of our Rotary Club. And please, everybody stand. And Dick, if you would, I know you've introduced Drake previously, but if you could just kind of introduce him to the club, give us a little background on him. You'll have to come, or yeah, grab that one. You'll have to turn it on.
It's on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, as most of our Rotary Club members, very interesting people, we have another very interesting person. Born in Alaska, raised in Alaska. He's also has joint citizenship. But he's a Canadian citizen and a U.S. citizen. Started in the military, and very unusual in that he started in the Army and then switched to the Air Force, and then in retirement worked for the Navy. So he and his wife Stephanie moved here from the Tidewater area about a year ago. And of course he just happens to be my neighbor, and I'm just getting to know him. So welcome, Drake.
Well, thanks, sir. Thank you.
So I think in the future, am I on? There we go. I think in the future you might want to really consider whether you want to live next to Dick or on the same street. But appreciate that. Thank you. And Drake, welcome to our club. This is great to have you here. And yeah, I'll look forward to learn more about your background. I like to hear some of that stuff. All right, I kind of blew past Happy Dollars, so I didn't give Rebecca an opportunity to make her announcement. So no, go ahead. Kirk's coming your way. So why don't you go ahead and do that, and then we'll get this program started.
Well, thank you for this chance. November 30th is Augusta Regional Dental Clinic, which is a nonprofit clinic that you've heard from just a month ago. They're going to be participating in Giving Tuesday, and with the goal of raising $5,000. So I have two Happy Dollars because they will be seeking partners to offer matching gifts up to, I guess they want to raise the $2,500 so they can challenge the public and community and businesses I'm sorry.
It's a matching challenge.
Yeah, matching challenge, basically. So you all know about that. So whatever amount we can give, if you're interested or you want to join me in building this matching gift, Rotary already has committed $500. And so if we can build up to $2,500, we can be the corporate partner. And they've already have 600 children enrolled in this school program through the dental program so that they can receive dental treatments without any insurance or Medicaid assistance. So please see me, or on the flyer that you just received today, the contact information is on there too.
Excellent. Thank you, Rebecca. So your business or your individual, if you'd like to make a commitment there of $100 or $500, obviously it gets doubled, and they're going to take that and challenge the community to, once they reach $2,500, then this matching gift happens. So we're at $500 now, and whatever you can contribute, and you want your business included in this, let's combine. It'd be great if we could have Waynesboro Rotary represented as a $2,500 matching challenge. So thank you, Rebecca. That's great. And it's a great cause, as we know. Okay, so I'm really excited about this next program. Some of the folks that are online right now actually are in Iraq in their home communities. I met several of these folks. I think I met everybody, actually, or at least they saw my face when I participated in Meg's program that the UVA group had put together. So it's really exciting to welcome these folks. Meg's going to moderate this. So what we have online here are some members of the Iraqi Young Leaders that participated in the ILS program that UVA and Meg are involved with. There's a few representatives here, our American representatives, Maureen Rooney and Damon Irby. Both Damon we've met before, so welcome Maureen and Damon. This is a great opportunity for us to interact with these folks. And to the Iraqis, I'd like to mention that in the room here, we have our city's chief of police. Online is our city's school superintendent. We've got the executive director of the YMCA. We've got the executive director of the United Way, which is a philanthropy group here in our community. We've got business leaders. We've got a pastor from a local church. So please, and folks that have run companies or started businesses. So when you talk, you have an opportunity to engage with these folks, and feel free to ask questions, and we'll address them. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Meg. You can be out there with this if you want.
Hey everyone. Hello to my friends in Iraq. It's good to see you or hear you. And thank you to Zanyar and to Yosef for being here today with us, and Damon and Maureen. Always good to see you, Maureen. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I'm a little nervous, although I speak for a living. Thanks, everybody. Rotaract is a great program, and when I first heard about it, and I thought about what Damon and I do. Damon is the Director of Global Initiatives at the UVA Center for Politics. I went to him and I said, you know what, Damon? This might be a great opportunity to kind of really localize what we do on a global level here in the United States. And it's one of the reasons I'm really excited to be a part of Rotary, because it is really about taking what we do here in Waynesboro and having it impact not only just here in our in our community, but we can really help with the projects that our participants in this IYLEP program that is funded by the State Department. We can really be a support system to these participants, these young leaders in Iraq. And I think those connections are really going to be important. I'm going to start by asking Damon a question first. And Damon, are you there? Hello? Well, Damon, if he's not there, I'm going to ask the question
If
to
you're
myself.
speaking, we can't hear. I think you're muted, Damon.
Me or Damon?
Damon's muted.
Oh,
According
okay.
to this, he's muted. Oh, he's not muted now.
Hey, Damon. Sorry. Hello? Okay. Well, the question I'm going to say, I'm going to pretend to be Damon. Damon, what do you think the purpose of the ILEP, we call it ILEP, so I'm just going to use the acronym, ILEP program is? Well, Meg, the aim of ILEP was really to, amongst the various groups in Iraq, create a nation and a sense of national identity among the various groups in Iraq. So these programs that the young leaders have been creating during that program and are working on, and actually Damon and I have sat in a couple of their sessions, are to help the citizens of Iraq form a sense of national identity. Maureen, would you agree with that?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Maureen is awesome, and she worked with World Learning, and she got to really one-on-one with a lot of the participants. So I really appreciate your support and your being here today. So I would like to ask, and I'm going to grab my card so I don't mispronounce anyone's name. I am going to start with Zanyar. Zanyar, how are you?
I'm good, thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us today. I truly appreciate it. Can you tell me where you are?
So I am an ILEP program student from Slemania, Iraq, in Kurdistan.
Excellent. Can you tell me what is your favorite part of the ILEP program?
Well, actually, I can refer to the host university assignment. The 2 weeks that was with the university was amazing, especially the sessions that we took about collaboration with other organizations.
Thank you. That was fun. So can you tell me a little bit about what you did, or what I made you do? I'm just being silly.
So you're asking about my project, right?
Yes.
Okay. So starting like from the last month, I've planned and I wrote down a proposal for a project with couples of my ILEPer friends. So my project called Child Edutainment. We are going to give educational entertainment classes to kids in orphanage, refugee camps, and we're gonna go spread to work with child laborers and people under 18 in the prisons. So the classes are like mostly are activities to work with their mental health, social skills, those type of studies. So yeah.
Is it just in the Kurdistan region or throughout Iraq?
It's like the basic start is from my city, Slemania, because like we're almost about 15 volunteers here. We have 10 volunteers from another city, Heuler. With like the basic is here, but we're gonna spread up to the other cities maybe in a far future because it needs lots of work.
Yeah, so you're gonna
to go inside those places is kind of so hard.
So you're gonna pilot it in your region, and then hopefully from that, like replicate it throughout other regions of Iraq.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. And you hit a little bit on the skills that you hope to be building within the participants, the orphans within your project, but can you highlight some of those and how you plan to build those skills within your participants?
So like you mean the skills that you've learned from ILEP, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the base, like I just wanted to mention that, and which was so important for me. I tried to make this as a like kind of small organization so that we can have our own permission to go inside, like for example, orphanage and those places. But it was like took a lot of time, about 7 months to just get a permission. So we start combining with other different organizations, like for example, local organization, NAS. They helped us to get a permission to go inside orphanage. And then we went to American Corner. They helped us to get permission to go inside prisons. So the section of collaboration with different organizations was so important for me, and also for my project, because I see the outcome of it.
What do you think are the biggest needs for young people or for people who have been in jail? What are the biggest skill needs in Iraq for the people who will participate in your program?
Okay, I'm just saying that education is the most important part that we can spread, and to create a creative thinker, because when people are creative thinking, then they can have a healthy way of life. We cannot show them that's the healthy life, but when they think and they choose the right thing, then that's how the community gonna go forward, in my opinion. So yeah, education is the most important part.
I'm going to turn this to the audience. And how many of you in your organizations work in critical thinking for others, or help to promote critical thinking? And it can be a rhetorical question, something you think about.
I'm sorry, I couldn't like really understand the question.
Oh, I was putting it to the audience. I wanted to see how many of them have things in common with you and your goals, which is here in the United States, Zanyar, here in the United States, we have those same goals, that we need to teach young people how to think for themselves, how to be creative thinkers. And so in that way, the people here with us today may have some suggestions or be a support service for you. So I'm trying to get us to think together as a big group of how we might support your project in the future. So I'm trying to build some collaboration here. So thank you. That was a very good point. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can I add something?
Yes, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, so almost everything is prepared, but the thing which, I think it's not ready in my project is that I need the trainers to get a training, because they're gonna work with those kind of kids who their mental health are not like 100% all right. They gotta be ready for that situations, those environments. So this is the thing that I'm like thinking of, to give a TOT, I mean training for the trainers, something like that. What do you think?
So training for trainers is something that you could use support with.
Yeah.
And that could be something that we can maybe help provide sources for you here, maybe online, that we could do something on that. So that would be a way we could support you. So what have you done thus far to get started, other than like getting in with your bureaucracy? I think all of us here know about bureaucracy, but I don't think any of us can imagine what it must be like in Iraq, right?
Yeah.
So have you actually worked with any young people yet?
In my project, you mean? No,
Yes.
we didn't really start it, but we did some couples of gathering to see the volunteers and to really make sure about their commitment. Yeah, we did so, but going into the field, not yet. We are planning not this Friday. The next Friday is going to be the first day on girls' orphanage.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Exactly.
I want to talk to you
that's
about how
why-
that goes.
Thank you.
How did it go with the volunteers? Did any of the workshops that we did when we were in during the program help you at all?
Yeah, the workshop, the volunteers are really active, and they're almost like 15, and more than 10 of them are ILFers. Like one of them was in same of our university, like hosting the Virginia University ARA. So I have like ILFers with me, more than 10.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing. I may come back to you, so don't go anywhere, okay?
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. I love your energy and your optimism.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Yusuf, are you there? He was there, the dentist.
I think he's connecting.
Hello.
Well, good afternoon. How are you, sir? Or good evening. I'm sorry. In Iraq, it is evening. Good evening.
evening.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you
But
so
my
much for
internet
joining
connection
us.
is very weak. No, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what you got from the ILET program.
I think the most important thing I learned in ILIP is that we are capable of doing our own projects. Like ILIP started this flame inside of us, you know. It did encourage us to start our own projects, and as Iraqi young people, we were never taught that we can do anything. Everything was in the hands of the politicians, and so we learned we can do our own projects. We can change the society to be better.
That's really important. That's a very powerful statement, and I think that is a really important statement. Where are you speaking to us from in Iraq?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Where are you located?
I live in Baghdad. It is a small city in the Nineveh province.
Excellent. And can you tell us about the project that you're going to be working on?
I started many projects. One of them I was planning to do before ILIP, and ILIP helped me to plan this project. It is about saving and preserving our heritage, our musical heritage, the Assyrian one, the Aramic. So we have many Assyrian and Syriac melodies that are endangered if we don't save them. They are melodies that only old people know about them, and I am planning to record them and save it for the future generations because it is our identity. That's one project, and the second project it is related to my specialty because I am a dentist. I will be a dentist in the future, and people are very ignorant about their teeth and their mouth health. Like even educated people, engineers, teachers. So they have a very poor knowledge about the oral health and what modern life has brought us many difficulties, and our modern food is very bad for our oral health. So I started posting on my social media accounts about oral health and share awareness about how to clean our teeth and how to lessen the damage of the food of the new food that we eat in this modern time.
What do you think will be your biggest challenges as you move forward with your project?
What were the challenges?
Yeah, what do you think they will be as you move forward? What kind of things do you think you will need help
Okay.
with?
I don't think I have many challenges. I think people uh, in case of the second project, I think people are learning, and I I I I helped many people change their eating habits, and they are now cleaning their teeth, and they are taking care of their oral health when they learned about what I posted. And in case of the first project, I went and asked a lot of the old peoples and a lot of the old priests who know these melodies, these Assyrian and Aramic melodies, and they were very happy to help me record them.
Are you teaching some of the younger generation these dances and music so that they can actually perform them?
I think I can. I have a lot of people that I know that they teach children at many centers here, and I think they will be glad to help me and to teach many children those songs and those melodies.
What do you think your biggest success?
Is that what you meant?
I was just wondering if in schools or in churches or in religious community or in the community in general, people will start teaching the music and dancing again so that it will live on in the future.
People will teach what?
The music and the dancing and the arts that you're promoting through your first project.
Sorry, I can't understand.
Well, let me ask
The
this.
internet connection is very poor.
It's okay. You're doing.
Could you write the question?
I'll revise. And your English is fabulous.
I'm very sorry.
Your English is fabulous. Don't feel bad about that. What do you think is your biggest success? What makes you happiest about this project?
My biggest success in the project?
Yes.
I think in the first project, I have managed to record a very beautiful melodies that I didn't have heard before, and I am now very happy that these will be saved for the future generations. And about the second project, many of my relatives, who read my posts about the oral health, they told me that it really helped them, and now they are taking care of their oral hygiene, and they started to visiting the dentist, and I was really happy that I could change, even if it's small, but maybe in the future I can reach to many people, not just my relatives or friends.
That is fabulous. I mean, that is really what it's all about. I mean, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I may come back to you.
Thank you all, and you helped me very much.
We will be helping you in the future.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hassan,
Yeah, hi.
welcome. Welcome to Waynesboro, Virginia.
Thank you very much.
This is my home. I'm glad that you are here. Now, would you please tell me, first of all, where you are speaking to me from? So where are you?
Okay. I'm actually from Erbil, like the northern region in Kurdistan. That's where I'm residing, and that's where part of our project will also take place in.
Excellent. Can you tell me about your project?
So my project's actually the same as Janyar's. We're partners in our projects. What we're doing is basically tackling education issues within children who are facing, who are forced into child labor or are actually IDPs, as well, like internally displaced children, and those who are also affected by war. But as we went along, we discovered that those are not the only people who need help. So we're also tackling the youth within the juvies as well, like juvenile centers. That's where we're also going to take like our education. That's where we're going to spread education.
And Zanya talked about the fact that there is a need for critical thinking skills. How do you think you're going to tackle teaching that to students who maybe have never experienced that before?
So we've already established an outline for these kind of issues. We also have a curriculum where we'll have, like, it's basically in our name, child edutainment. It's a mix of both entertainment and education. So we're going to tackle these topics while also having it in such a way that's fun for the children and easy to comprehend and understand. So we're probably not going to be able to dive really deep into it, but we will give them a basic understanding of these concepts.
That's really great. I mean, what do you see as a way that this community of Waynesboro, Virginia, the resources that we have here might be able to help you with your project as you move forward?
So one thing that I feel like we will face a challenge in is having somewhat professional trainers. So we are going to conduct a TOT session with our trainers, with the volunteering trainers, but having only one session for them would not be enough, because this will probably be their first time in such an environment. So we think that Virginia may be able to help us in training our trainers and hopefully giving them enough information to be able to adjust to such an environment and conduct the trainings within it as well.
Well, I know within our membership we have people that have skills that can help with that. I am one of them, by the way. I'm not just standing up here volunteering other people. So
that's actually great.
I put myself out there first. So, but we have lots of talents in various fields, and we could do Zoom trainings, definitely. Is there anything else, particularly any specific skills that you think Iraqi students or young people or displaced people need to have, whether it be technical skills or computer skills or communication skills, would be beneficial and very essential to being successful as they move forward?
So since we're tackling a specific age, we still haven't decided on it 100%, but the majority have agreed to tackle between the ages of 7 and 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I think at that age, at that specific age, people would really need, these children would really need to form an emotional and stable connection with others, especially since we are tackling people who probably have PTSD or suffering from it and have been through traumatic events. So having them form an actual connection. And from what I've heard, I think my partners have visited one of the orphanages. So they've seen how they're actually distant from us, like from people in general. So I think that forming that connection with us or anyone else would actually really be important for them to have. That way they would be able to network, and through that networking maybe actually have something down the line in their future.
And Hassan, I'm going to end with a question, which was, how effective do you think the ILEP program is at creating a unified nation of Iraq? Do you think that the program helps to achieve that goal?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you really well.
I'm sorry.
Can you repeat that? Yeah.
How successful do you think ILEP is as a program in creating a nation of Iraq?
So, from what I have experienced personally,
Yes.
ILEP has been really, really successful in it, in forming connections between groups of people that I never thought that I'd form connections with. Now I have friends all over Iraq, and knowing that these people share the same passion as I do, and although we're from different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions, etc., 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 we all want the same thing, and we want for the world to stop seeing us as some third world country kids who are just trying their best. No, we want change, and we're not just doing our best. We're doing so much more than that. We're thriving for change, and that's something that really has inspired me throughout the ILEP, and I'm pretty sure all my colleagues have been feeling the same way. So I say ILEP has been really successful with that.
That was well said. Thank you so much. At this point, I'd like to open it up to questions. If anybody has questions for either Damon, who came in. This is my colleague, Damon Irby, Director of Global Programs at the Center for Politics. Mo, and of course, our four panelists. We'd love to have your questions.
Who has questions for this group? Rotary is about building bridges, and it's about making a difference in our community. And I think what was really remarkable for this conversation, and for me, is we just heard from a couple of young folks that are trying to make a difference in their community for themselves. Not one of them said, what we need from Waynesboro is, $100,000 or, something like that. They're just going out there trying to make a difference. And I think that's really remarkable. And the struggle's real over there. We don't know that because we didn't grow up in that kind of an environment. But think about what some of these folks have been through in the last 20 years. So we can really help them out here. And I see a lot of opportunity for our club to create an international linkage to this group of young folks and to help themselves to make a difference in their communities. So questions from anybody? And I would also challenge some of our members here to work with Meg to figure out how we can maybe be of service to them and help them help themselves. This train the trainer thing came up several times, and I think in our own world, education's critical. I think we all agree with that. So anything we can do to help them in that area, I think is going to be very beneficial. So any questions there? Then I would ask the folks from Iraq if they have any questions they would like to direct to any of our professionals here on the call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've got the superintendent of our city schools. We've got the several, executive directors of nonprofits here that are involved with dealing with things not quite at the level that you are, but poverty in our community and things like that. Help, mentoring children so that they can, really benefit from their education. So if you have any questions, any of you have questions for them, please speak up.
Also, if you need to think about it, like after we're finished, I've been thinking about it for a while, so I have a lot of ways I think that we could support each other. And so what I heard was, especially when Hassan was saying, we have all these different factions that need to get along. I mean, that's something we could work on too. So we're not that different. And so if you have to think about it, and then you can shoot me something you're thinking about or a way that we might collaborate together to solve each other's problems. I think it might be, you don't have, it doesn't have to come to you right now. I've been thinking about it for a couple months.
Excellent. All right, so this is to be continued.
To be continued.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone who participated online. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for joining us today. And please, you're welcome to come back anytime. Reach out to Meg, and you can be our guest at any one of these meetings.
Thank you. Thank you, Zanyar. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you,
Thank you all so much.
Yusuf. And thank you, Mohammed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can we participate like in another meetings like this? So is the connection is gonna be like for a long term?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we do a Zoom. We have people in the room here. This is in a theater, our local theater. By the way, it's our heritage local theater. It's goes back almost 100 years, and it's been renovated. So we too have a real desire to preserve our heritage. But in any case, we also provide a Zoom link, and we live stream these meetings. So reach out to Meg, and we'll make sure you get these Zoom links. And
You can come every week.
every Thursday at the same time we started today, which is 12 o'clock our Eastern Standard Time.
You're always welcome in Waynesboro.
We'd love to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all. Love you.
Thank you. So I'd like to welcome our guest today, Fiona. Thanks. Great to have you back, back in the USA. So you're in the 540 now. So you're home. Damon, thanks for coming. We tried to get you on the thing, but now we know why you didn't answer. You're probably in the car. It's all right. That's what matters. You showed up. All right. So for the Iraqis, I always end our meetings with a quote from some poet or whatever, some historic figure. In this case, this quote comes from Nathaniel Hawthorne, who was an 18th century writer, poet in the U.S. He wrote this in his Passages from the American Notebook. And he says this, he says, "Every individual has a place to fill in the world, and it is important in some respect, whether he chooses to be so or not." So with that, I'd ask everybody to stand and please join me in reciting the four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it be goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, folks.